Well, here we have a very rare car, very rare, lovely old car, the Austin Westminster here. Neil's been saying how he's very concerned about taking it around and parking it because in case it gets damaged or doors get knocked into or anything by trolleys, certainly at supermarkets. Mark II Westminster automatic here, there we are. Lovely Austin Westminster here. Certainly a rare car. Starting up the 1100 here. Very reliable, of course. There we are. Unlike Basil Fawlty tried to imply. Certainly very reliable. Lovely cars, stood the test of time, of course. Sales brochures there, and unfortunately, the ones I had, I'm sure my dad threw out. My mother's suddenly passed away. He's looking for a £5 for them each. Apparently had a lot of Rover ones and various others. British cars, unfortunately, like a lot of things, get tossed out. Right, I thought. Lovely old Austin vintage there. Another one, and a Morris 8 next door there. Yeah, it is always easy when people have write-ups on the cars. I think probably the Austin 12. As I thought, it's the Austin 12 there. They have the Austin 12 alongside the Morris 8 there. Next door we have the Mini Moke here. There we are. Portuguese original. Well, it's the Mini Moke. Moke 25. Made in Portugal there in 1987. There we are. The Austin Road Plat in Nendas Novus. There we are. There's information there as well. Used for European elections 35 years ago as well. Well, there we are. Austin 6 here as well, the Austin 6. Next one we have the Rover. Now, I think probably the 216, we'll see. The Mark 1 Rover 200. I think it's a 216S. Now my grandpa had one of these. His very last car. It's a 216S, exactly the same. The 216S. It was an F-Reg before his untimely death in 1993. 42,000 miles, I think. When they sold his, I think probably done about 50 odd thousand. Now, have we got a bit of merchandise here? The Longbridge Rally 2025. Have the Mini Clubman Estate here. There we are. Mini Clubman Estate. And next door we have a lovely Wolseley 1973 Wolseley 6 here. The Wolseley 6. There we are. 8 years. Gentle work to bring back to the road 41,000 miles in 46 years. Rob Lewis. Owned by Austin ex-apprentice Rob Lewis. There we are. 73 to 77. Purchased in 2009 off eBay for rather princely £230. Certainly getting rarer. Hope he keeps it on the road and looks after it. Lovely car, rare car there. Cofton Park. I hear some people coming all the way up here from the West Country. Also a few from Harrogate, I do believe, and certainly far away places. Now, you always see something different at these shows. I don't know what this is here. It's an Austin, of course. There's even Austin tractors, but they're not here today. I have seen another show. Bit of a rally car here. Heritage Skills Academy. Ex-Apprentices Association. So popular it is here. We got the MGTF there. And next door we have the Austin 10 Litchfield here, 1935. Austin 10 Litchfield vintage. Alongside another Austin here. But which one is it? That's the big question. This is the Mark 1 Cambridge there, the earlier Cambridge there. Not to be confused with the 60s model, the 1960s model. 1933, Austin 7, RP Saloon, there we are. And an MGTF. Interesting colour there. Another Austin 7 there, the Austin 7. Good turnout here today at Cofton Park. We have the Rover P5 B Coupe here. 3.5 litre, around about 1970-71. I think it's a 3.5 B. Certainly coupe in the Rover P5. MGF there as well. Yeah. MGTF here. Rover 600, become rather rare these days. The Rover 600 now, looks like possibly the SLI here. GSI, there we are, the GSI, there we are. Al Reg, from about 1990, probably 94, so I think they were launched in 93. MGTF next door. The Mini Red Hot. Edwards of Stratford supplied the car. There we are. E-registration. And there we are. April 1988. And then we have lovely, and the Wolseley here. Lovely luxury Wolseley. There we are. Hand in hand with English Heritage. Automatic, there we are, the Wolseley 6 here, there we are. It's always easier when people write up on the cars. Rover 75, the Mark 1 there, pre-facelift. Some people do prefer the earlier 75 to the later facelift model. Another 75 there as well.
Oh, I see.
And the lovely Austin 1000 van here. Post office used to use these, of course. Dudley telephone number. Co-op there. Rover 75 Turo there. MGZT. Lovely day for it here. Turned out to be. So a nice turnout of people as well. And Rover 75 X-Reg. Looking at what's written here. Over 449,000 miles. You've seen it here. On the clock. I wonder if it's the 1.8. Probably the 2 litre. Great if they maintain well, of course, as well. I'm not sure what the engine is. There we are. Still going strong. What, over 20 years old, of course. The 20th anniversary of the Pride of Longbridge here. This one does stark contrast. 39,000 miles. There we are. And it's got the right up here. 2 litre V6 automatic. Mark 24 done 34,000 miles. Now it's done 39,000 miles. So we've done 5,000 in what, about just over a year there. We're Club SE in Atlantic Blue here. There we are. We're Rover 75. An MGZS. Rover 25. We're trying to see if I can see Colin Cork as well, the local vicar around here, who's got various cars made at the factory. In fact, he had a Rover 75, well, I think probably about, he told me about 250,000 miles on the clock until a couple of years ago, which was his own daily parish car. There we are. There's cars here, MGs and Rovers. So here we have the MGR V8 here. There we are. Not that many made. I think probably production was, probably a couple of years up to what, 1994, 95? Probably 94. Marked a comeback for MG sports car. Genuine MG sports cars. MGB GT there. What have we got here? G-Reg around about 6970. Well, this is always something different, as I say. Oh, we have the rather modified A60 here, the Pinto, 2-litre Pinto engine, not the 1.6 petrol of the day. Well, these were cars that perhaps 40 years ago were going to be scrapped. So what they did is had two cars and they made one out of it. A rather very unique car here. Certainly unique. But she was saying living in Bromsgrove, by the way, not that far away, due to the modification that they've done also with a Metro pickup. They're not too keen on allowing you into the club with such modification. There we are, Mini next door, classic Mini. Sliding windows here as well, there we are. Cooper S, there we are, the lovely Mini Cooper S. The must-have car in the day. The quick Mini Cooper. We've got a Freelander here, there we are. Association with, of course, MG Rover, of course. Rover set up the company after the war. And there we are, very popular P4 there, the amount of people around it. Doctor's car, of course, in the day. The Rover P4, 95 there. I'll come back to that one probably. Rover 25 and a lovely, now I think it's the P5 Coupe. Well, this is the Rover P5 Coupe here. If you want to have a look, see the lights is different. Just looking at the two of them here, there's one here and behind me the P5B. This is the difference. The P5B Coupe, there we are. You can tell the lights are slightly different. And we have the Rover Sports Racer here. We've got a Range Rover there, the early Range Rover, Mark 1 there. Rover 25 and the Triumph Herald Vitesse here. There are the Triumph Herald Vitesse. Another quite rare car, certainly for here as well. Triumph had a long association with British Leyland course as well anyway. And the MG B Roadster there. And we have PJ Evans here. The Austin van here. Of course, most of them are Morris's. British Motor Corporation, just registered in March 72. There came out of the Aldersley Park factory just before the production finished. There we are, so one of the very last ones made here. Austin 1000. Of course, most of them were Morris 1000 van. Austin Allegro, there we are, the luxury popular there.
Before you buy it.
Allegro van and plough there. There we are, the lovely luxury van and plough. I believe Colin Cork has got 3 Allegros. Some of the badging is not there at the moment. Probably had a respray or whatever there. MGZT, the Mini. There are Speed 1S, oh, there are. The Cooper S there. Sliding windows. Late 1960s. And the MGB Roadster here. The Mini. Later offerings there. Mini Cooper 35th anniversary edition. There we are. What's that? Probably 1996. Top 75. Alongside we have the Austin A30. This is the A30 all right up here. You can look at the bill of sale here. The receipt, 2-door basic saloon with antifreeze, 15 and 6 there. 31st of December 1956 here. So, and next door we have 80s car, the Austin Maestro. There we are. I do hope you aren't leaving. It's 12 o'clock. Hope you're not leaving yet, as I haven't been round all the cars yet. Now, which one's this? Is this the which one's this? Oh, I thought it was a midget, yeah. It's the earlier model, isn't it? Yeah, that's right, it was. The earlier model midget. And we have that lovely Leyland Sherpa Dormobile here, that lovely Dormobile. I believe that gentleman from Practical Classics or Classic Car Magazine was very interested in this van. A couple of years ago he was doing interviews about it and everything. So we'll get about the entrance. And we have Rover P6 V8, there we are, 3.5 S. There we are. Another Rover P5B here. There we are. Very popular with the photographers and the MGB GT. MGB GT. MGB Roadster. MGB Roadster and another MGB GT. Dog looking on there. We have the Austin A60 here. Some people are coming in here. Plenty of time, of course. Hopefully they'll stay around. Lovely Austin A60. Short one, a bit like my grandfather had many years ago, which of course I never saw. And the bit of work needed on the Rover 2000, the P6 here, bit of paintwork there, and the Morris Minor. There we are, the two-door there, the Morris Minor, and the lovely MGA 1600. Well, the Rover P4 here, the 105S here. Lovely doctor's car, of course, on the day, and the Austin 6 with the dog looking on there. Next door, there we are, the vintage Austin 6. Next to the Rover P4 Metro here, coming in. Metro Turbo, there we are. There we are, the MG Metro Turbo. Yeah, B-Reg. Well, we have the coveted Wolseleys here, the Wolseley 1500. Behind the fence here. Now the Wolseley. Now, I'm not sure if these people are going, I hope not, but you never know. Coming over to the Metros yet, in the Minis, which are in the corner, far right. Certainly there's a load of cars down there as well to be seen yet. Moving on. One reason why I have to actually speed up, of course, you can talk to people, have a bit of camaraderie, but of course, end of the day, nobody knows what time they're going to leave. The Wolseley Hornet here, they are the Wolseley Hornet. Another Wolseley there, lovely 1500. Another Wolseley. Now, which one is it? I know there's a Riley Kestrel somewhere. Right, it's your Wolseley 1100 there. Alongside this 1965. The Mark II, there we are. It's a 1300, isn't it? 1300. Is it? 1300? Yeah. There we are. Mark II 1300, there we are. Lovely engine bay there. Fine and plough there, started that. Lovely engine there. Now, moving on down the line here, just in case any of them decide to leave rather early, prematurely, and certainly There's certainly some come in massively. Here we have, now which one is it? No, we haven't put a write-up on there. This is the A40 pickup here. A40 pickup. Another A40. Looks of it. Now, for the A30. Austin Maxi here, the Mark 1. Just like my grandfather had. More than one of them. We have the Marina there, another workhorse here, and the Marina Estate here. Now, I think this is the 1.3. I might have seen this a couple of years ago. Is this the 1.3?
Yes.
I thought so, yeah. I think I've seen you before. There we are. Automobilia here. There we are. That's right. 1.3. Around about 1979.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, still going strong. Alongside the workhorse Marina Estate, there we have the Austin Ambassador here. There we are. 2 litre HLE. The Austin Ambassador. Lovely red colour there. Of course, Ambassador should have used a lot more of these, of course. Because we are Ambassador's cars in London, of course. They are big in the back, just right for the big French visitors or whoever else wants to come over here. 2 litre HL. A-Reg, there we are. 64,000 miles. There we are. There we are, the Metro.
Either 50 something or 80 something in there.
Yeah, the Metro G-Reg. Metro Mosaic. And there we are, that lovely 2-door Austin. I'm presuming it's the 1100. Not a write-up, and not always easy to get around the back of these cars. Are you having a cup of tea or coffee?
We're having a cup of tea.
Is this the one 1100? Isn't it? Yeah. Trying to get around before they all start leaving. Into some of them. The Austin 1100, very rare model here, and the 2-door. Rover 75 there. Morris Minor. Another Morris Minor. And the Morris 1000 van. There we are. Moggy Mark and Sue Vintage. Three-door Fred Saws. Right, there we are. Another Austin Ambassador here, there we are. The Austin Ambassador. There we are, period colours, of course, with the fabric. This is the A30, isn't it? A30? Or A35? Yeah. A30. Yeah. So A30, a bit of conversation there as well. And the Van Plan next door. We have a lovely luxury wedding car. Van Plan. The division there we are. Absolute and total luxury. 1960s there, about 66, 67. And Austin Houseman, there we are. Alternative to the Morris 1000, of course, very similar vans there. And the Rover P400 here, the Rover P400, there we are. Doctor's car, of course, in the day, there we are. Lovely Rover P4. It's 110 there, the Rover P4 110 there. And next door we have a Triumph sneaked in here. I think it's the Triumph Spitfire, possibly. Because there was a variety of Spitfires made over the years, possibly. Mid 1970s. Got the Rover 200 here. I think probably the Mark. Would be the Mark II probably. That's the 214. We have a Morgan here. Some say a trader, but it's another British car, but no association with association with MG Rover Austin, or of course Leyland, but certainly British sports car. And the Morgan. And we have the Rover 3.5 P5B Coupe here. There we are. Luxury big Rover. The 60s. So I think they made them till about what, 70, 71. And the Transtag here, there we are, the Transtag, there we are. I think these may have had overdrive, so there we are. And next door we have 4-door Morris Minor.